My name is Jason Ward. I'm a veteran of the United States Marine Corps. I'm humbled to be here today. This is a very special day. For those of you who don't know, Veterans Day is on November 11th for a reason. Allow me to shed some light. The United States was sided with the Allies to fight Germany. Germany, with no allies alongside them, had no choice but to accept defeat on November 11th, the 11th day, the 11th month, on the 11th hour. Now, a lot of people get Veterans Day and Memorial Day mixed up. Memorial Day is recognized as remembering the men and women who gave the ultimate sacrifice. Veterans Day celebrates the service of all U.S. service members. Today, we're here to honor and recognize our veterans, every man and woman who served as a Marine, a soldier, an airman, a sailor, and a Coast Guardsman. We also recognize these families of the veterans. November is Military Family Appreciation Month. They too sacrifice when the loved ones serve. I know I speak for everyone when I say this nation will always be eternally grateful to our veterans and their loving families. I have to admit that when I found out that I was chosen to speak today, that I was actually surprised. I consider myself just an average guy. I work 3 jobs, and I go to school full-time. I'm no one special, and I'm no one to talk about myself, but I'd like to share a story about a veteran that I do know. After the end of his active service, he didn't immediately go back to school. The idea of going out and getting a job made more sense to him. It was more attractive. He was assured that he was employable, having prior military experience, but that wasn't the case. He was unemployed for 7 months before he even found a job. He started working in the service industry as a barback, then promoted to a bartender, back to barback. After a few short months, he found himself unemployed. He went from job to job, finding employment and losing it again. 5 times. Yes, he was fired 5 times in a row. He didn't know why this was happening. Eventually, with inconsistent work, he couldn't pay rent and was forced to be homeless. Most nights, he lived out of his truck, sometimes at the bar that he worked at, and when his pride led him, he slept on a couch. Needless to say, he had a lot of trouble adapting after the military. After a life of constant structure, he found himself without any clear direction. And with no family, close friends, he was lacking the resources he needed. Thankfully, one day, it all changed. He met another veteran, another Army vet. Someone reached out, overheard him talking about his military experience. The Army vet asked if this veteran would like to partake in an organization that believed in empowering veterans back in a uniform and giving them a mission. He soon learned that the loss of direction that he shared was shared by many other veterans. However, what he didn't learn, or didn't realize at the time, was that while helping other veterans, he was also helping himself. After volunteering for a few months, the veterans that he hung out with started encouraging him to go back to college. Not only would he be sharpening his adaptability by attending a variety of classes, but he'd also be working towards a degree, which would make him lethal in the job market. In addition to these gains, he would also be working towards financial stability by utilizing his post-9/11 GI Bill that paid for school and helped with living expenses, so he enrolled. You would think that he would be on his way to success, but this wasn't the case. School created a whole new set of problems. He wasn't ready for this. He failed 5 classes, he was put on academic probation twice, and he changed his degree 3 times. However, that all changed when he met a Navy vet. Corpsman. He met this Navy vet on a central campus. That vet showed him where the resource center was. And that's where he found a place where he was also able to meet other veterans. These new friends supported and encouraged him to drive towards excellence, helping him find a good study habit followed by consistent positive motivation. The first A he received just encouraged him even more. Soon he found himself completing a 4.0 semester. You might be wondering why I chose this story. That's because this veteran is me. This is my story. I wanted to share my experience because I know that there are many other vets that have similar stories. That's not to say all veterans face the same challenges. Many veterans, when they get out, get great jobs and have families. But I want to take a few moments and talk about some of the resources and organizations that HCC are designed to help veterans like me. When I came out of the Marine Corps, I was missing two important things: mentors and missions. HCC has a few resources in place that just helped me find those. First, the VA Resource Center on the Central Campus. It is located on the main campus a few blocks from here. It is a place where veterans can have access to a computer center with free printing and a quiet study area. You don't have to worry about who's walking in the door and who's doing what. It is designed to not only provide a place of nice study, but it's also a place to network with other veterans. This is actually where I met the veterans that I described earlier. The second resource, Vet Success, which is a collaborative effort between Houston Community College and the Department of Veteran Affairs. The VA placed a full-time, experienced vocational counselor on the HCC campus. Her name is Miss Ned, and she's in the room today. She helps serve as a one-stop liaison for veterans. She can help veterans understand the difference between education benefits, healthcare benefits, and even career counseling. The third resource I want to talk about is the Work-Study Allowance program. This program allows veterans, three-quarter to full-time students, to create their own work schedule around their classes. The VA will pay for federal minimum wage. They call it Earn While You Learn. I'm a current work study at the district office. I occasionally work at the Resource Center on Central Campus. Most of my time spent there revolves around helping other veterans, assisting, answering questions. This has allowed me to gain more knowledge about my own options and benefits as a veteran. And this allows me to pass that along to vets beyond campus and some other organizations that I volunteer in. My work with Texas Military Veteran Peer Network and the Veteran Behavioral Health Initiative of Mental Health America of Greater Houston allows me to refer veterans to resources that they need in the Houston area. The Military Veteran Peer Network is a group that connects veterans and their families to local, state, and national resources. While these organizations and resources have been put in place to provide benefits to veterans, there is always room for improvement. Throughout my time at HCC, I have had the opportunity to hear firsthand some of the things veterans think need improvement. For example, that all campuses should have access to their own local centers. I have had almost every female veteran speak to me about the need and affordability of childcare, so they can attend classes more regularly without the stress of finding care for their child all the time. These are just some of the examples in the areas which I will not see improvement, but I see room for HCC to truly become the educational leader in the veteran community. We have a saying across all military branches: no man left behind. And I believe we have an opportunity at HCC to make it even stronger, veteran-friendly community so that no one faces the challenges that I dealt with, so that no HCC veteran gets left behind. Simplify, thank you.